right before I actually got introduced to the patches through a friend, literally a mom on the beach. She didn't have to say much. I was like, yes, let's do this because I grew up with a lot of sickness, multiple autoimmune, and finally, like this one autoimmune, and I'll talk about it in a minute, was like, okay, I feel very inflammatory. And in the past months, as I was like literally asking like for deeper support because I'm doing all the supplements, I got the great diet, and I'm like, there's something else going on inside me. It feels so inflammatory. And where's my body's intelligence? How does it then create, wellness instead of all these other things? And I started my big wake up call is chronic pain. So physical pain is like, oh, and many of you that are out there know it's like, it could be so debilitating. It like messes with your emotions. Life doesn't feel like good and there's no activity. And so really my big red flag was when all of a sudden I felt pain in my hip and lower back at night. And I was like, no, I cannot do this. I'm young. Like I can't do this. And so the patch comes and I think everyone's a little skeptical, but my skepticism wasn't that big because within 2 days, I actually felt different. I felt this sense of peace I feel like cortisol, like peace I've never felt. And then a week later, I'm just walking around smiling. I just felt really present to the world, to being in the now. And so this chronic pain, I mean, it was in such disbelief. So like up 2 months in, especially my left side, it literally is just gone. Like I have no idea. I'm like, it's gone. And my mind was like, how is this possible? And then the right side is just about gone too. And I'm going, this is crazy because I guess it's coming into 3.5 months. And I've been keeping documents along the way. And I've just noticed so many different changes from that chronic space. And even emotionally, I'm able to deal with things in a different way, which feels really good. And exercising. And people that know, so I was diagnosed with lupus, autoimmune disorder. People that know autoimmune disorder, we're like a team, right? We know how that feels, that discomfort, having good days and bad days. And mine, I felt like really good and free from it until 6 years ago. I've been dealing with this chronic issue. But now that there's less inflammation, I am like exercising like I never have before. And those that have autoimmune disorder know when you try to exercise and your adrenals and all this, and then you just feel sicker sometimes. And I'm so frustrated. I'm like, I don't want to feel sick. I want to work out. So within like the month, I literally threw on roller skates and I'm like having tennis, like things I've never done because my body had the ability and freedom of this inflammation wasn't there. And I'm like stretching and really like connecting. And it's no joke when they say you have energy. It's not like hyper energy. It's just, oh, here, I'm up to the world. I'm good to go. Like I can't even explain it. And so I also want to share something else is that I'm a menstruating woman. And so my menstruation for 2 years was a mess. I was pain, bloating, and I tried acupuncture, herbal, and I needed more. And so I was like, this is my biggest shocker. So at like 2.5, 3 months, I literally am like, it is incredible. No cramping, barely any bloating, good energy. And I'm like, every woman that's, in that phase, like you have to like try this. There's no way, like, this is incredible. And so there's been so much change. And Kathleen, it's been really amazing to connect with her. I think I'm like texting her like, whoa, what's happening? This is incredible. And all these changes. And it really, I just feel like more and more people need to get on with this. And then I want to share too, is that my children, I have two boys, and I've experimented with them too, when they had a night terror, when they didn't feel good. I'm trying to think of other things with the boys. But I feel like whatever you're going through, let's say sickness comes in, or what I've noticed with my kids, it rapidly moves that healing quicker somehow. It's like the body then like doesn't have to sit and deal with a lot of stuff. It's like we're just kind of accelerating through different things that come up. And so I could hike, I'm trying to get back up to really good hiking miles, but then when you get caught in chronic pain or chronic sickness, and I was like, I mean, you name it, like you name a virus or anything. My joke is that I've never met a virus that didn't love me. And so I'm like, but you get used to that after a while. And now, actually, here's the thing too, you're making me think, Kathleen, is, I have little ones. I have a 6 and 11-year-old. They get colds, they're snotty, they're germy, and they've all been sick, and even my husband. And this is a miracle for me. I have not been sick. But wait a minute, Kelly, you're the sick one. You're the one that always gets sick. And I'm just watching and I'm just like, oh, I'm not sick. And I even actually cut back on like all my supplements because I really wanted to give a strong connection to my body's ability to create healing. And through this, through the patches, I'm like, absolutely. So of course, you know me, I'm experimenting with a lot of the other patches. And I'm just creating different patterns and I want to bring it to people. And I do want to bring it into that conception and motherhood world because I feel like this can't be a secret. This is incredible. This, like, how can we just be quiet about it? And so that's why I'm so happy to share my experience, because at first it's very like, is this real? Like, can I really, like, is this possible? And then you feel it. And then here's the thing too. You want to do better. Like, oh, I'm exercising. All of a sudden I'm meditating, I'm doing art. And like, you just all of a sudden have time and energy to do things. And like, it really takes a lot for me to be tired. It really does. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to fight that. I want to be in the world and enjoy life. And I have young children. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been so changing and I want to share it with everybody. And that's the thing is that you don't realize it. Like, you're like, oh, you do the best you can. And I'm a mom and like, there's a lot happening. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, whoa, like to really look back, like you said, the emotional, mental part of it is huge. Like that, it's like I actually was able to discover a lot of hidden traumas but it was okay. It wasn't like traumatizing me. It was like, oh, there's feelings in here. And now you're so present right now to be in that space. And then I could be present, yeah, as a mother, as a wife, and to my clients who are on this journey of wellness too. And trying to conceive babies. That's my area.